What's up, everybody? It's your boy Savage. I ain't gonna get too much into talking, man. I'm gonna let y'all watch this video first. I'm gonna react afterwards. If you like this video, if you like the message, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, we on the road to 100K subscribers. It's much love, much respect every time you rock with that Savage family. Let's get into it.
Man right here dying, bro. He don't want to be on there, but shit, you know, he got that shit. You feel me? I shouldn't have to be in this bitch like this. You feel me? One dude, his name motherfucking Woodrow Taylor. This motherfucker was on his way out of here. You feel me? About to go to the crib. He dead. You feel me? And they wouldn't let him go. This shit is serious, bro. Like, look at this. So y'all want to think of playing or not? Let me see you, bro. This motherfucker and this boy dying, bro. Like I said, I'm clean right now, man. But I got symptoms, though. This motherfucker full blown. You alright? Bro, you alright? You want me to go get the police? Huh?
No,
What have you done, this bitch?
you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
All right, so after watching that video, man, let's get straight into discussion, man. First and foremost, I just want to know. I'm gonna ask you, without shoving all my opinions, conspiracy theories, and all that down your throat, I'm gonna open up a platform, and the number one question that I want to ask today is: if things get 10 times worse, because the numbers are only going up, if things get 10 times worse, what do you think will happen with inmates in prison? I'm just curious, right? In my opinion, it's going to be the same thing that would happen if a natural disaster took place, a World War III took place, yada, yada, yada. A disaster where the prisons can no longer be manned or whatever the case is. What do you think will happen if the situation gets 10 times worse and correctional officers no longer want to go to work, nurses no longer want to go to work, wardens, everybody else, the kitchen staff, nobody wants to show up? What do you think is going to happen? What would you do? But let's just stick with what do you think is going to happen. So anyways, looking at the video, dude had to record his bunkies, his cellies. He said something about the feds in the video, like if you watch the longer version, I take it he's in a federal prison. I think they're only releasing state inmates. I'm not sure if they're releasing federal inmates or not, but I actually seen something the other day where another dude was writing to try to get out. I don't know who he was probably sending the letters up to somebody. I don't know. I don't want to say, maybe the mayor or somebody, New York, and they wouldn't let him out, and he ended up dying recently right after. People are pleading for their life to get out for this. Now, understandable, society don't necessarily want a bunch of prisoners on the run. In their eyes, they just like, nah, you know what? They're trying to balance the lesser evils. That's how they see it. And let's just keep it real. That's probably how it is. But it comes to a point where there are so many families that are affected by the inmates that's inside, right? You got wives, brothers, cousins, sisters, uncles, nieces, and it just goes back and forth, up and down, all through the list, that are connected to prisoners, connected to inmates who actually don't have a voice right now, who actually cannot say, hey, I'm hurting. Hey, I'm about to die. Hey, we don't get visits no more. So they're dying in an inhumane way, if you think about it, because they're cut off from their family. I don't know if they're even running phone calls. I'm sure a lot of these prisons is on actual lockdowns. And then they die after that. You want to talk about, does prison make you tough? Does prison make you tough because you have enemies, or you fight your enemies on the yard, you got a riot, stab this dude, whoop-de-whoop? Nah. To the ones that's in prison right now during this coronavirus, especially to the ones that like got cases, symptoms popping up, because every day I turn on the news or pull up some of that CDCR news, the prison news, and it's another employee, it's another 7 inmates here, it's another 15 inmates there. So it's inevitable. I swear I think I read it somewhere that they said that they were going to be able to kind of contain it. I laughed out loud because they're never going to be able to contain a disease, a virus that's airborne within a prison facility, period. I spent 10 years there. I know how it goes. I was a part of the sicknesses that would come, the flu that would come. A CO would bring it in, just like this one was brought into prison, right? It would circulate all through the blocks, then all through the yard. Everyone had the same cough on the yard. Everyone had the same cough. Everyone had the same snotty ass nose. So that whole we got it contained, not buying it. Am I hopeful? Yeah, sure, that would be cool. But let's talk about the fact that this dude that's on his live on his phone recorded his bunkie, man. His bunkie, or one of his bunkies. And he didn't even want to be. He's like, you want me to go call the cops? Because he was looking at him, not sure whether or not he was getting ready to die, or if he was good, just trying to weather the storm. Dude that's sitting there dying on the bunk, and I'm even gonna say dying because I don't want to speak that on him, man. But he's sitting there going through it from this virus. Is like, nah, don't even call the cops. And you heard it, oh boy, you hear him, man. If you watch the full video, he tells him, you don't want me to get the cops. He said, nah, man. He says, why not? What happens if you die right here? He's like, they ain't going to do nothing about it. So you know what he said? He locked it in. He was focused, laser beam focused, just to ride the wave, man, just to ride it out. And that's what we all do, man. Anybody who's been in prison knows you ride it out. I had fevers. I had flus. Any type of sickness you can think, man, I had to fight it, man. No medication. It just ain't like that. You don't have those luxuries that are afforded to regular citizens out here. So that's what he was doing, man. He's probably in fear for himself. You know, he's recording. One of them didn't even want him to. He didn't want him to record him. He didn't want to be recorded, and he was going through it. I don't know why he didn't want to be recorded, but for whatever reason, old boy still went and was recording him because there's a bigger picture. He's terrified for his life. You know what I mean? He's sitting there. He's like, I ain't got it yet. He's like, but I'm starting to get the symptoms. Blah blah blah. And it's like, come on, man. So he went out of his way to record him behind the back, man, and. I don't know. I've seen a few channels release this actual same video clip. TMZ did it. So as soon as I seen it, I was like, man, I gotta cover this. Everyone's been asking me to cover it. It's just the reason why I kind of been holding off is because I'm not trying to be one of them platforms that's pushing my theories and pushing my beliefs. I'm not a fear monger, so I'm not gonna try to like play on fear, right? That's what the world needs less of. They just need positivity. They need people to just focus in full stride and just be, you know, just be a beacon of light sometimes. And so I'm not bringing this video. I don't want this video to be even seen in a negative way because it ain't, you know, this is just me throwing it out there that the situation is progressively getting worse. Trying to open up a discussion to see if any of y'all think like me, man. Like I said, let me know what you think will happen if this gets 10 times worse inside of prison walls. What do you think they'll end up dealing with inmates like? So at least that way, if we can figure something out, we can keep continuing to track it because the more serious that it gets, the less and less of a voice inmates will have and a platform as well. See, this man that had the cell phone recording, he was fortunate enough to have a platform. He was fortunate enough to have a cell phone to broadcast out to the world and got a story out there. That might not be the case for the near upcoming future here. So I'm gonna do my best to track this. Anytime I report on this, I'm not gonna be bringing you death statistics and all this. We'll just start talking about certain things that maybe can be done, I guess, because a situation like this is gonna have to take some attention. If TMZ is covering it, then your boy Savage Studio is going to be covering it. And we're going to try to get it on any news media that will play this kind of stuff. I refuse to sit back and let them just execute or let the inmates be on their own or whatever the case is. If we commuting sentences, then maybe we can see what kind of sentences they're commuting and start seeing if we can push any type of paperwork. I don't know. Whatever the case is, I'm going to be on top of it. I'll be bringing you the first updates that I can get a hold of. It's a grim situation, but it's also one that should be brought to the forefront, discussed, so at least it's in everybody's minds and nobody's really forgotten. Because this is America. This ain't Brazil. This ain't no third world country. So, on that note, I hope y'all like the video. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed yet, and if you do subscribe, hit that bell notification. So any other future content that I drop, you will receive first access to. It's always much love. It's always a pleasure being able to sit back and chop it up with y'all. I know you want the long videos because of the quarantine, and trust me, they are coming. I just, like I said, man, I'm getting situated into the new spot. Can't wait to really hook it up. Next check, we're gonna put it down on this place, man. We're gonna hook everything up. Brittany gonna do her thing. Head over to the Savage Family channel. It's called the Savage Family. Each E is replaced with the 3. I may or may not include the link in the channel. It's no prison talk, no prison topics. It's mostly just me, my girl, my family life. It's a vlog channel, so if you want, you can subscribe to that channel as well. But either way, man, y'all keep your head up, man. Stay safe. Put your mask on. Keep your ass indoors, and don't try to be a tough guy, because ain't nobody going to be able to whoop this coronavirus ass by himself or herself. Deuces.